Let's see if I can turn the light. Okay, good. All right, so I don't know what we're making. I think I'm going to turn you guys around. So I haven't, my dishes are still in the sink. I've got Japanese vegetarian beef. I have, or beef like steaks, patties, a Greek patties, but with actual meat. Or I think that we're going to have to start with Thai coconut and chicken soup because chicken. So yeah. Let's see. I think that I have it. Okay, I've activated live chat, so that's good. Hi, Sick. Wow, you were punctual. Let's see. Before I start with anything, I need to take out the stuff from the fridge. Wait, I forget which one is which. This one, okay, this one is for the chicken. Yes, you're always punctual. I keep joining lives like late, so like other people's lives. Okay, I'm just taking all of the stuff out from this bag with like one hand. So there's this huge ice thing, and I keep these ice things in the freezer so that these were actually useful during the summer. So, but yeah, you can see my sink. That's not great. Okay. Let's throw the trash out. There. Okay. Right, so let's see what's in the Thai stuff. I mean, HelloFresh did like the worst. I got the worst tomato ever, like a completely inedible tomato in one of the other meals. So I actually had to go out and buy tomatoes. I also bought eggs, and I bought this rapeseed oil. Because I needed some kind of oil. Anyway, I haven't looked through this, but I mean, as you can see, there's chicken. There is coriander. There is this is lemongrass apparently. I've never actually used that. It looks like a wand. Cornstarch. Coconut milk. Oh, I should probably turn on this lamp as well. Ugh, I just don't like the way that sounds, but okay. Then we've got this Thai green curry. We've got this chicken stock powder. We've got chili. We've got a carrot. We've got a bell pepper with a really long stem. We got a lime. We got soy sauce, and we got an onion. I'm never going to buy ghee. I don't want to. I know that I like rapeseed oil, so that's why I bought that. And it's like 2 times less expensive than olive oil, so that's why. Oh, there's my tea. That's cold, but okay. Step number 1 is to take care of the chicken, actually. And yeah, it means that I might... Do I eat butter? Yes, but since the pandemic, butter has been like way too expensive. So what I use is either butter that's mixed with rapeseed oil, or I use this, which is basically rapeseed oil, but in like, I think it's rapeseed. Yes, it's rapeseed oil with other vegetable oils, and it's 48%. They have like coconut oil and palm oil, and it's like in a spreadable thing. I actually got that idea from back in the day. My INFJ friend was vegan, so that's what he would eat, and I realized I actually really like it. Okay, sorry, I need to put you guys down somehow. I'm going to get the stand. Wait. Here, I've got the stand. Let's see if I can move you guys like this. I don't know how to move you. Okay. I went to get you inside the stand while I'm talking to you guys, which is not going to work very well. Okay. Mind that I hug you for a while. Okay. There we are. Now you guys are in the stand, so I can have you like this, and I can see the stuff. There you go. Okay, good. So we have the chicken, and I was really worried that this chicken is going bad, so I really need to eat it now. And my utensils are not 100% clean, which is really bad. And I'm going to get all of the salmonellas and all of the stuff. Campylobacter bacteria are really well known for being in chicken. So yeah, sorry guys, I'm like literally doing the dishes now. And that's because I've been in burnout, so everything sucks. Okay. Here we've got that. Okay. How do we do this with the chicken? It says put some olive oil, but I don't have olive oil, which was stupid of me. I should have read the instructions beforehand. But we're going to have rapeseed oil because it's fine. It's fine, and it comes from Sweden, so it's local. It's local. Olives don't. You don't have olives in Sweden, so here we go. Probably will taste awful with rapeseed oil, but here we are. Okay, so put that and put it on mid-heat, and now I'm going to use my knife to cut the chicken. I'll return to the comments later. Say hello to each other in the comments, because that's always fun. Yeah, and if you have any questions for me, like think about those, because I'll return to them later. But right now I need to deal with the chicken, and so I can't touch the phone for a while before I've washed my hands from this. So here we go. Okay. And, you know, I have this discussion every time I eat chicken from the HelloFresh. Here in Sweden, you don't wash the chicken before you put it here. So you can dry it, but don't, you know, we don't wash it. So don't worry, okay? The reason for that is because of contamination, actually. So I'm just preemptively saying this because there were people who were worried about it last time and the time before that. So it's different in different countries depending on how much risk of like contamination you have in your country. There'll be different ways of doing things. Okay, so I put them there. And it says to put salt on. I hope that you can see that. I don't know if you can see me. Wait. I think I need to move you guys a little bit closer. Oh no. Help. Help, help, help. Okay. Okay, that's the problem of of trying to move a phone while your hands are still gross with chicken stuff, and trying to use the only finger that I didn't. I only touched the chicken with one hand, but yeah. So I haven't contaminated the phone, but instead I made the phone fall. So I hope that you guys can see now. I think that you're a little bit, you might be a little bit like tilted, but it's because I only have one hand. Okay, so I'm going to wash my hand. Oh God. Okay, we're going to wash it with dish oil. It's not going to be great, but it does take away some bacteria. Yeah, it's probably not a good idea to do chicken when you still have some plates in the sink. I've moved the plates away, so I guess that it will be fine. Okay, 2 minutes per side. Oh, and I don't want to put the ventilation on. Okay. Salt, 2 minutes per side or until brown. And at the moment it's not brown at all. So, and then it says it doesn't make sense, because first it says to have it on mid heat, and then it says to turn down the heat to mid heat, which, like, we already are on mid heat. I guess even less heat. And then 5 to 6 minutes per side, or until it is completely not pink inside. Yeah. So you don't want anything pink. Okay. Oh, I have one of these. I guess that we'll use this. Okay, now things are happening here. Okay, so it's been 2 minutes probably, so 2 minutes on this side. Okay, there we go. I hope that you guys can see something. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. So 2 minutes on that side, then 5 minutes, then 5 minutes. And during that time, oh, it says to smash this with a wooden spoon, like to hit it. Do I even have a wooden spoon? I didn't know that I would need, oh, I do actually have a wooden spoon. I've never used this, I don't think. Oh, I think I made a cake with this. It's really weird wooden spoon, but you're just supposed to bank it? How are you supposed to bank it? Oh, sorry, bank is the Swedish word. I don't know what bank. To banka is the verb to bank, which has nothing to do with banks. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. It just wants me to like smash this somehow, but I don't know how you smash this. Oh, it does smell like lemongrass. Wow. I often have lemongrass tea. Okay, I'm guessing 2 minutes has gone, so that's why I'm turning it around. So 5 minutes now. And I have no timer because we're just winging life. Okay. I don't know how you're supposed to smash this into. How are you supposed to do this? I have no idea. Okay. Well, whatever. Then we went to cut. I guess that I'm going to have to move you guys to up here so that you can see me from above. I don't want to. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to lower the heats on this. Okay. Now, good. I've done that. We're going to have to deal with all of the different vegetables, which will take a long time. So I will have to, I think that I will move you guys. We're going to have to deal with the onion, with the carrots, and with the paprika, the bell pepper. And you're basically just supposed to put it into small pieces. this one in 2 centimeters, this one into half moon shape, and this one in thin slices. And yeah, oh, actually it does says olive oil everywhere. It just says, it doesn't say olive oil and the things that you need, but it says olive oil everywhere. Anyway, I'm going to check the chat because, yeah. Okay, what is going on in the chat? Hello guys. Smash, crush or something. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Let's go. Meat, more meat. Okay. Yeah, so I got chicken. Chicken is meat. Yeah, your sink. No seed oil. Ugh, yeah. Okay, hi Brandon Iron. And hi everybody else. The man with the great machete. You can do it yourself if you let simmer butter. Yeah, of course. I don't have time. And also I don't want to, when it comes to pouring it on the couscous, because we have couscous in the Greek thingy, I think that I need the liquid one. Okay, what? I don't have a hammer, I'm sorry. Fish oil. Yeah, no, I don't want anything to taste like fish. I hate fish. I'm sorry, guys, I hate fish. Okay. Butter is superior to oil in every way. So price per value, the butter is high, why it's more expensive. Yeah, but I want it to be spreadable in the morning, and since I put my butter in the fridge, it's hard. So I want the spreadable butter. That's my best thing, and that's what I eat every morning on my bread. So it's the one thing in my life that I have under control. It's my routine. Raw meat without feeling like you have to wash your hands every 30 seconds. Yeah. Hit it with a hammer. I don't have a hammer. The most important thing is to not take a bite if you already have raw meat on your hands. I usually take a bite. Yeah, don't take a bite. Okay. Meat tenderizer would help. Oh, hello, kitty in the garden. It was a joke. Okay. Yes, it's my food. Okay, great. Nothing else is happening. I'm going to put you guys back down. Let's have this. Yeah, so I don't have anything to smash this with because I don't like smashing things. I like smashing things, but not like in the kitchen. Okay, let's move you guys out so that it says orientation is locked. You don't need to be locked. Oh, I see. I need to have you guys in the other way. No, I can't have you in the other way. Okay, then. It's awful because, like, you know, during a video I can change the orientation, but I can't do that on the live. So I need to have you guys like this. And hopefully you don't fall off, because that would be bad. Okay, here we are with the vegetables. Okay. Oh, I forgot that the chicken needs to be turned now that it's gone more than 5-6 minutes. Okay, I'm just turning the chicken for 1 second. I don't like when chicken is so thick that you can't get through to the middle, you know, and the middle is the thing that needs to be, cooked. And it just doesn't work. Okay, so we're just going to keep doing that. I'm going to find some, oh yeah, I have the knife. Okay. Right, this onion looks terrible. We're going to try to separate the food ingredient thingies. And yeah, so I have really bad knives. And I don't know, what I do, I think that it's because I don't like do the dishes immediately after using a knife. that it just gets rusty and not good. So I bought a new knife, but it got rusty. So I'm sorry guys, that my knives aren't sharp. That has been, other people have been worried about me in the kitchen with dull knives. And yeah, I get your point. One day I'll not manage. It's a, it's a good thing that I don't cook that often. Okay. Oh, you hear that sizzling? That's great. Okay. So I don't know how to cut an onion. So this is like CBT therapy for me, like exposure therapy, because I'm doing this on camera and, oh no. Yeah. You see, like, that's my nerves. I can't do this. Okay. I'm scared and I'm not doing it the correct way. So please just don't say anything about my cutting of onions because I can't do it. I can't deal with it. And so apparently you're supposed to cut it in very, very small slices. And this is a dull knife and I don't know how to do it. So what I learned is to cut like this and to just, it's okay to turn the pieces in different directions and just find what is the best directions for the smallest pieces. And it's okay if you need to like twist and turn the onion in several different ways, because that's what chefs do too. So it's okay. Just make sure that things aren't going to slip all over, which they do inevitably. Okay. Yeah, I feel like the adrenaline like flowing through me because I hate cutting onions. It just, it scares me and then I start crying and then I wonder if it's because of my anxiety or if it's because it's the onion. So yeah. Okay, I don't know exactly what to do now. I don't know. Okay. I don't know how to do this. We're going to end that at that. Oh God, my eyes are tearing up. Okay. Apparently the carrot doesn't need to be, the carrot doesn't need to be peeled, but I guess it should be washed. Actually, I should have washed these things before. I should have washed the vegetables beforehand, but I didn't. And like the onion has onion peels, so it's okay. Okay, so we just need to have this in like small half moons. So we start with cutting them into rings. Okay. Yeah, like my concentration is not good due to burnout. So I need my entire concentration just like doing the things. So I guess that it's not much of a fun live to be on because I can't really talk about anything other than what I'm actually doing. But I guess that's what regular cooking shows are like. You say what you do, you don't talk about other things in life. But I don't know. I wanted to talk about other things too, but I'm not really capable of that at the moment. Okay. No, so basically my next video will be me from a few weeks ago. And I was saying like, oh, I hope that I don't go into burnout. And here I am. Just 2 weeks later, pretty much. Like, yeah, you are in burnout. Congratulations. I thought that I'd manage until I had planned these holidays for my birthday. That is in a few weeks. but I couldn't manage up until then, you know. I didn't even manage until then. And I went into burnout beforehand. So that sucks. Okay, I guess that this is not. I'm just eating the last bit of the carrot. No, so basically I was at the emergencies 2 days, and that was enough to like basically kill me. I thought that I managed like a week of the emergencies at least, but I didn't even manage that. So that really sucks. Because I have trauma from like working in the emergency room during my internship, and like everything came back, and I hadn't had enough rest, and so I basically like I couldn't leave the house on Thursday. I took Thursday and Friday off work, and yeah, I basically like I went to eat my butter and bread like I do, you know, my fake butter with my bread, and then I couldn't continue the day. Like I was that was the day. I was basically I couldn't do anything more, and then I was like, oh no, is this burnout? Have I hit it now finally? And yeah, I guess I don't know. I guess that I'm like smarter now, so that like I can stop it before it actually comes. So that's like not totally debilitating, but it just serves to make me feel more guilty about taking the day off work, because I was like, oh, but I actually can do things now. It just it just took me 3 hours to get out of bed, you know. So I should be able to manage the day, you know, and that's not how things work. So basically, also it was really difficult to call in sick, because I thought that the number to call in sick was like calling the secretaries, and none of them were answering me. So I called them like 10 times, and I hate phone calls. And then I ended up having to call the boss, and the boss like didn't answer. So I sent my boss an SMS, and he said, but you need to call this number. It's really important that you do so. And I was like, yeah. So it's like calling in sick is almost like you need to be healthy in order to call in sick, pretty much. And yeah, I lied. I said that I had a migraine, which is kind of not far from the truth, to be honest, because even though I didn't have a headache, like my brain was just not functioning, and I needed to lie in bed, and I slept for like 3 hours. So yeah, it was awful. But then I got the social worker to come to my house and say hello, and I kind of got myself to doing some dishes and to like actually get some order into my life, and leave the sofa and actually do something. But yeah. Okay, now we've done this. Now we need to deal with another pot. Right, we need to deal with another pot, which I have not done the dishes, so maybe I should turn off the heat for the chicken, but I don't think there's still a piece of the chicken that is pink, so I guess I should keep going on. Anyway, we're going to like just, so basically we're supposed to put some olive oil, but I don't have olive oil, so it's going to be rapeseed oil into the pot. I don't know how much though. I guess just to cover the bottom. Oh, there's water in the bottom, so that's why it's not mixing. Okay. Just add a little bit. Okay. Sorry guys, maybe I should just like check what's going on here. Is anything happening? You have a rolling pin with enough force you could waltz that way. Just cut it off. Try stainless steel knives. Yeah, well, I thought it was stainless steel, but it wasn't. As long as you don't cut your fingers, then you're doing fine. Onion is edible. Yeah, but I see. I have some trauma around cutting onions. Yeah, I need to buy stainless steel knives. Yeah, like unfortunately, I've bought really low quality. Yeah, exactly. So I did do SMS, but you have to actually call the stupid secretary person. Not that secretaries are stupid. I'm talking about this specific person. Okay. And vinegar. Oh, okay. I don't have vinegar, but yeah, that might be an idea. I used to call in sick because I worked at a small place where it was difficult to get cover. Push myself into burnout. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay. Let's see if I can move you guys back into this without you falling and dying. Okay. There we go. No, so like I've learned my lesson, I thought, at least partially since last time. Last time I got burnt out, that like, okay, I recognize the signs, and it's scary when because now I can recognize signs because I've been through this before. I recognize the signs and I'm like, okay, no, now it's time to stop because otherwise it will be worse. Okay, so we put this in medium heat. Medium heat. I don't know like what medium heat is anymore because like there are 1, 2, 3, so I put it at 1.5. That should be half medium. So it says we put the onion, the lemongrass, and the paprika. Oh, and the carrot. All 3 of these, but we also need the lemongrass, and I don't know what to do with this. I don't have anything to bank it with. Well, okay, let's start by putting all of this in there, and then I'll figure out what to do with the lemongrass. Okay, it's always such a nerve-wracking thing to have to. In the HelloFresh, it's like you're supposed to cut all of the vegetables, and they just tell you like do them all at the same time. When like there's not enough space on the there isn't enough space on my plate. So it all is going to fall all over the place. So I just have to be very careful. Okay. No, but so nothing really bad happened. But like my nervous system is overreactive to like everything. And so as soon as somebody is like not extremely nice to me, then I like interpret it as like, oh, they hate me and I'm doing a terrible job. And I try to like, you know, think like, no, I'm doing my best, all that. And I can do that for a while, you know, but if I get that kind of messaging every day for weeks on end, and my brain keeps telling me that I don't want to be alive, then at a certain point it's not going to work, you know. So I'm glad I took these days free and off because now I feel more regulated than I did, you know, than I did on Thursday. I got some rest. What are we supposed to do with the lemongrass? How am I supposed to squish this? Maybe on the picture it says like, it shows how it's supposed to look like? No, I don't even know. I guess that we need to cut it up as well. It it doesn't say how to do this, so I guess I'm just going to cut it up because I don't know what to do. Oh, I understand now. You can't really cut this thing up. Okay. We just cut them up into like the smallest pieces I can, and I guess that will count as crushing. This is quite satisfying, actually. But anyway. Oh, I love the smell of lemongrass. It's just so nice. And I have it in my tea. Maybe I could like save some to put in tea. I finally bought some tea. Like I was getting low on supplies, guys. Like, you know, you get to a certain point where there's like nothing in your fridge and you're like dying. And you know, because I was working weekend shifts, there was one shift where I worked 12 days in a row. And then another time where I took somebody else's spot because they were sick. And that was a stupid idea of mine, but it was kind of like I felt like nobody else was going to take that shift, and it was a way for me to actually get, like, I thought that maybe I could use this time so that I could be free later. But that's not how it worked out. And I ended up becoming sick later instead, so yeah. But, you know, because I was working at a weekend shift and I got like, because it was short notice, I actually got like the equivalent of like 3 days pay or something for working one day. So, and not even a full day. So I'm glad I did it, but I shouldn't have to like kill myself over it, you know? Okay. I don't know how much lemongrass to put in here. I'm going to just like squeeze it in a certain way. Hope for the best. It smells really good. It doesn't have a lot of taste though. Okay, let me check the chicken. The chicken. Okay, the chicken is doing fine. I think that we got the pink out of this finally. Okay, maybe we can turn off the temperature on that one. Okay, let's see. Have I missed any things? No, I haven't. Lemongrass is just for flavoring. Don't eat it. Cut it in half. Equal lengths that fit. Oh, okay. So technically you're just supposed to put like the stick in it. I don't know. I'll leave it to you guys to to tell me, because I don't know. So you're supposed to put it. It's like a cinnamon stick, I guess. You know, like you just put 1 bar of it and you let it go. Maybe cutting it up was a stupid idea, but okay. Because now I'm going to get a lot of lemongrass inside in my body, and it's going to be difficult to digest maybe. I don't know. Okay. So now that we've done this, it doesn't say how long you're supposed to do the cooking of this. I don't know how long you're supposed to do this. Something is happening, but I don't know. It smells good. The onion tastes good. It doesn't really say, but I can hear it making sounds. So now you're supposed to put the green curry pasta in there and put it in and like turn around 30 seconds until it smells good. How much of it? We have no idea, so we're going to put the whole thing in. I mean, wow, I thought that HelloFresh was supposed to not be vague. This is very vague. This is spicy. Okay, okay, I guess that we're not supposed to put the whole thing in, because I'm going to die if I do. I'm not really good at spicy. I'm not like I don't need it to be super bland, but I need, like, my taste buds are not made for spicy food. I'm a typical white person in that respect. I am not made for spicy food. Okay. I want to put more paste in. This stuff is such a satisfying color. Oh no. It looks like a pesto. Okay. I'll just hope that the spice like disappears during the cooking. Okay. We're going to be brave and add a bit more. Maybe not the whole package. But we're going to hope that it's going to dilute itself together with like the soup. Because we're going to have to add the soup. So this was just 30 seconds of this. So, okay, we've done the 30 seconds. Now we've got to put the coconut milk, water, salt. Okay, how much water? 2 deciliters, whatever that is. How much is this? Okay, this is 180 milliliters, so the equivalent in water, pretty much. We are living, we are figuring things out. Why does it say to cut like that? That makes no sense. And here I am using my dull knives to cut. I don't know where my scissors are. I was doing like collage this morning. It was kind of like a healing activity. I was doing my junk journal. If you guys have seen the journal video. I was trying to like get back into that because like I don't need my brain to do that. I just like, I take the pictures and I cut and I stick. How much of this do we need? Does it even say? Oh, it says 180 milliliters. Okay. The whole thing. The whole thing. The whole thing. Okay, so we're going to have the whole thing of coconut milk. And I love coconut milk. It's not very good for you because it has a lot of fat, but I like drinking it straight out of the package because I am gross that way. Okay, that was good. I got some of my calories in that. Okay, now we've got to have water, and the equivalent in water of that, I don't know at all how much that is, but we're going to just like say approximately a glass of water. Is that okay? Maybe a bit more. Well, if we want to have the curry pasta, we need to dilute it. So we're going to add the whole curry pasta, which I should have added all at the beginning, but I was like a little bit worried. And let's just say, oh, spice. That was intense. Okay. Ooh. Now I need to drink water. Okay. That was good, but I think that we need more water now. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. What's the next step? Oh, water, salt, soy sauce, and the bouillon. What's the bouillon? Is it a stock powder? Oh yeah, it's a stock powder. The chicken stock powder. I don't know why you need chicken stock powder if you have chicken, but I guess it's because the chicken isn't like in this soup at all. So yeah. Okay, here we are adding the soy sauce. Okay, I love soy sauce. I love it. Okay. But like, soy sauce is already salty. Do you really need to add salt to this? Okay, well, we are going to do so anyway, because they tell you. Okay, and then the chicken stock. Wait. Why do they make these things so hard to open? Okay. Chicken stock, chicken stock, chicken stock. Why? Why are you so difficult? I don't know when you're supposed to add the chili. I mean, this is not even the end of the spice. This is just the beginning. I think that I really like, I keep the chili and I usually actually put it on other food. So I put it on sweet potato, and I've actually put it on butternut squash. Now lately I actually cooked some butternut squash, which was very easy to make and very filling, so I enjoyed it. Okay, I think I put everything I need to in this soup. It's just like the fat is not mixing with the rest, so I don't know. Blah 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 blah. I don't know. First they keep saying put it in the heat, and then they say turn it to lower heat. But I think that we need to have it on higher heat. I think I was supposed to have it on higher heat and then lower it to lower. Oh, I got some. There are too many spicy things. Okay. Now. Then it says turn down the heat, put on the cover, and make it go into for 8 to 10 minutes. Now I'm going to check the chat if anybody has told me anything about how to do the lemongrass. Fat is good for you. Without, your hormones get wrecked, and your brain is made of cholesterol fat. Yes. For umami flavor, maybe leave the chili if the green curry paste is already spicy for you. Yeah, but I like, we'll see a little bit. Like, I might taste it and then add the chili on top of it. Because maybe the paste was just like the concentrate. And like it gets diluted in the coconut milk. I don't know. Yes, I know 2 deciliter is 200 milliliter. Which is like, I don't even know how much 100 milliliters is. So that's what's a little bit difficult. If anybody knows how much a glass of water is in milliliters, then I would be grateful, but I don't have like a thingy. Take a scissor. Yes, okay. I have scissors, but I think I put them away just like now. And I don't want to leave all these things happening here in the kitchen. I have this, yeah, because I was doing let's see if I can find it. Okay, so I've got the scissors, which, yeah, I was doing the collage stuff with it. A normal glass is usually 200 milliliters. Okay, well maybe we should have more of this in there. Okay, I've missed some comments, I think. Yeah, but I couldn't. I was thinking of reusing the coconut package, but it's not easy. It's not easy because I don't know. The carton was like mushy. So yeah, good ideas, guys. I just, yeah. Okay, let's see. Yes. They recommend a mallet for lemongrass to crack the inside and to fold it. Just let it simmer and take it out again. Okay. Okay. It's edible, just chewy. Okay, so that's why it should be like in one piece. Okay, so I guess just like letting the juices out inside here, I guess. Crush, crush, crush. I mean, I've seen this in like Chinese food and stuff like that, but I didn't really know what to do with it. Like in Thai food, it is a thing. Okay, how should we, maybe we should like, there we go. We're going to just like put it like this in there. Oop. There. Okay, good. We put it in there. Now we're going to, I think it should be boiling a little bit more. I think that I hadn't put it on enough heat at the beginning. Oh, there we go. 8 to 10 minutes. Which, yeah, I'm not keeping track of time. Like, it's already gone like 52 minutes and we haven't even like, we're almost like halfway. Okay. La 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 la. Oops. Okay, so that's going on. Good. We are going to. Did you say that was couscous? That's probably the next step. No, the couscous is with the Greek. So the meal that I'm making now is this, but the couscous is the Greek inspired couscous, which I'll make in another video, I guess. But so I needed to buy like the supplies for all 3 of the meals. Okay, what was next thing? Okay, so now, okay, it's so dumb because they didn't say that I needed olive oil, they just said that I needed oil, but okay. And now it's time for the lime and the chili oil. So we have chili, we have lime, and we have, well, rapeseed oil. And we are going to, oh, and we have the coriander as well. So they always provide with a lot of stuff when it comes to coriander and stuff. So I usually like don't eat this all within the same meal. But we're going to do this. We're going to take away the stalks because I can't stand the stalks. And like it's better to take away all the stalks before doing the cutting it up into pieces. It is good that I've done a few of these HelloFresh before because I know how things work now. So now it's less daunting. And I kind of can wing certain things, which was terrifying at the beginning. Okay, so we're just keep doing this. And this is probably going to take me 8 to 10 minutes just doing this pretty much. But we'll manage, we live. I've taken to say we live, which is Dana Anderson's thing actually. She's an autistic YouTuber. But it's like, it's such a good sentence to have. Because it's like, yeah, things are the way that they are, and the way that they are is shit, but we live. We live. Okay. So next week I'm going to be at my general practice clinic, so at least like I'm at home pretty much, like I feel like I know what's going on, but really I don't know what's going on because we changed computer system within the healthcare. So I don't know how the computer works at my general practice clinic. I've been using the new journal system at the hospital, but that's not, you know, it's not the same. And because I'm used to doing things in a certain way at the general practice, where I usually am, now I'm going to have to change my whole way of doing things. And that's going to be hard. But otherwise, I'm very happy to be at my regular place of work where like I know the people know me, it's fine. What has been good is that at the emergencies, there were some nurses who had worked at my regular workplace, and so they knew me from there. So they know that I'm not like completely incompetent, and they kind of trust me. Which, you know, the nurses that don't know me they like find me to be an idiot, I think, for the most part. So that sucks, but at least there was that, you know. And the thing is, like, now that I know that I'm autistic, the beeping and all the things is I realize how much that was taking on my energy, you know. I realize now that there are so many things that are disruptive to my way of thinking. There's so many things that it actually does affect my energy levels when I come home, and it does affect the quality of my work. And it's hard to explain to other people though. And the boss at that clinic knows that I'm autistic, but they're not doing anything about it, so that sucks. Yeah, I finally got a time with my psychologist after 2 weeks of like trying to get hold of him. He finally called and said, oh, I can do on this time. So finally. Okay, there we go. Finally, we've done this. We're going to throw these out into the trash. All the stalks. Okay, here we go. Live chat. Oh, Martin, you're here. I love your music. There's no difference between most oil. Yeah, it is better with olive oil though. The use of we is beautiful. We live, we thrive, we survive. Yes, Dana Anderson is great. They use peanut oil, not olive oil. So rapeseed is probably the closest equivalent anyway. Rice? Oh no, there's no rice. Yeah, anyway. No, yeah, you know, that one song that's in my head all the time is that one, the first one, the biggest one. You know the one. I don't know what the lyrics are like at all. I tend to not like care about lyrics, but the beat is a thing. So go watch Martin's music videos, because yeah, I don't know. I'm really into like Aurora, Florence and the Machine and that kind of thing. So like it kind of fits into that, but it kind of fits into more experimental stuff. Yeah, I really like it. And Florence and the Machine is coming out with a new album. Yeah, I can't even bring myself to have the energy to like be happy about that. But okay, we're going to. Yes, so we live. Okay, and now we're putting this in there. Coriander. I'm guessing that by the time I'm done with this, it will be time, like it will have gone way past 8 to 10 minutes, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. So then it says to cut the citrus fruit in half. Which half? This half, that half. I don't know. We're going to do it the most normal way. Okay. Put the coriander, a little bit of citrus fruit, which is basically lime, a little bit of lime, which I'm going to turn into a lot of lime because I'm not going to use this lime for anything else, really. We're going to add a lot of lime. And we're going to add the oil. Does it say how much oil? No, it just says a little bit of oil. Okay, I guess that's a little bit of oil. Then the chili flakes. How many chili flakes? We don't know. Oh, okay. I'm glad I got the scissors out. But oh, oops. Okay. That decided how many chili flakes we're going to have in here. That's it. Okay. Chili flakes and a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. Okay, and the pepper is always an experience, okay? Oh. Okay, there was a lot of pepper. Okay. Now we got the salt. And I don't know, I'm guessing that we should actually have more oil because there's so much coriander and other stuff. There we are. That's why I got the cheap oil, so that I can actually use it, because I'm so scared of using other things. Okay, now taste test. Nice. Okay, then I'm guessing that 8 to 10 minutes must have gone by like ages ago. All of them go crazy. Do you need to stir the vegetables? Well, it just told me to like... Oh, I missed something. I missed something. You're supposed to add cornstarch. Thank you for helping me, guys. Keeping track of like things that I need to do. So apparently you're supposed to add cornstarch and water. How much water? Not teaspoons, the other one. Not teaspoon. And for that I need a little bowl. Okay. The other one. This tablespoon. How much of this we need? I don't know. We're going to add the whole thing because I have no use for cornstarch otherwise. That's why you need to read all the instructions Sometimes I swear I think that I have ADHD, but I really don't, apparently, according to the professionals. I just like impulsively go into like the next step. But I am not at all, like, I am not at all an impulsive person, so I understand. Okay, there we are. We're going to cornstarch is starchy, that's the whole point of it. Okay, because apparently when there was 30 seconds left, you were supposed to add the cornstarch, but I guess that 30 seconds left has already passed, so we're going to just put it in there. Ah! Oops, I got some burn. I should have used my thingy. It's like, how are you supposed to manage? Okay. Okay, now, can't we like turn down the heat somehow? I don't know, something. Okay. Okay, now, so that you want this to get thick. Does it say like that I'm supposed to move the vegetables around? I don't know. I'm guessing that you're supposed to put the starch and put it in somehow like this. I don't know if I'm supposed to keep having the cover on it or not. Oh, I see. It's getting thick. It's getting thick. Oh. I guess that it's supposed to get thick like this. Maybe I should have added more water, but I didn't know that it was going to get so thick. Okay, well, whatever. Whatever. We are taking off the cover because I can't deal with that anymore. Okay. Now. Yes, so. Yes, tablespoons. Oh yes, I need to check the carrots. Okay, wait. Where is? Okay, I have a fork. No, the carrots are okay. Let's see. Okay, I think that the carrots are okay. This is way too starchy now. Can't we like have more water in this? I shouldn't have added so much starch. But I mean, they told me to put the whole package in, so. When I was in medical school, there is this kind of ready-made soup that I would eat all the time, which was Thai soup. The only thing, and like I would have the whole like Tetra Pak package with me, and I would just like heat it up. This reminds me of all of this. I just made a video as well when I was out. You know, it's been really cold and rainy, but today was actually not rainy, so I actually filmed outside. And I made a video for my birthday, which was speaking to my younger self. And yeah, I got that idea from ADHD Love, who are like a couple who talk about ADHD. And so I wrote, like, it's like writing a letter to your young self or that kind of thing. I don't know why I was talking about that. Anyway, we went to add the chicken, and I don't know how to add the chicken because now, oh, we're supposed to like do pulled chicken instead of like pulled pork. So now we're going to, oops, my hair. I have a hair in there. Okay, well now the chicken has gotten all hard and everything. Maybe I can rinse this cornstarch thingy and put some of the chicken in there. Okay. Since it only had cornstarch in it, it's fine. Or I can just do it within the pan and... No. Hello, am I still live? Hello, is anybody back? Okay, people are back. Okay, my phone decided that it was like immediately important to send me like to tell me to update my phone. Don't worry, I do have battery. I have 71% battery. But I didn't know that I was going to say to update. So I said, no, I don't want an update, but it kind of crashed the whole system down. So that's what happened. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know how long I was off. Oh, hi, Van Lucke. Adrian. And this Drac and everyone. I haven't said hi to this Drac. Okay, everybody was like, yay, and then like, no. Okay, so no, I mean, all I did, I don't know if anybody was around, was that I took away the lemongrass, which is now sitting there, and I put all of the chicken in there, and now pretty much it's done. I mean, it kind of looks like the picture, I guess. Well, let's see if we can get the picture. We've got the picture, and then we've got the coriander in it, which I'm guessing we're going to turn the heat off now. We turn the heat off. We should put it into a bowl and like do a final like picture or something. I don't know. Hello, sick. Yeah, so my phone decided to update suddenly. Or not to update, to remind me that I need to update, which happens sometimes. And it's like I can't turn off the notifications. And when it turns on the notifications, it like stops whatever I'm doing. And I hate updating my phone. And it's like, you know, it's always some new user interface thing that I'm not interested in. So yeah. Okay, so now I need to eat, which I guess that people have left now, because I don't think that anybody wants to see me eat, but I think that we should transfer this into the little plate and then like actually eat from this bowl, because I don't have the energy to like make myself another bowl. Okay, we're going to use a spoon because that's what a spoon is for, scooping up things. So, okay. Wow, I'm feeling the tiredness now, but I need to eat. I mean, I walked like, I think the equivalent of 8 kilometers today. And just to get myself the rapeseed oil, which wasn't even technically the right one, but it's okay. It's okay, it will probably be good too. Okay. There. We're just going to... I think that the oil can stay in there because it's part of the meal. And now I need to like transfer this into that. So I'll have you guys on standby put you back in there. Put you back into your cage. The fourth wall. Okay. The cage of the fourth wall. Now, wait. I was looking at the editor recipe sheet. I thought that I was going crazy. Like I was reading the wrong thing. Oh no, this is a mess. Okay. Like there's so much at the bottom of the pan. Why didn't it tell me to like stir better? It was just like, leave it alone. And then it's like, okay, I was supposed to stir this whole time. Okay. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We had some of the coriander on top. Voila. Yeah. There. Somehow some of the oil got, yeah, because there's some oil. Yeah, good stuff. I'm going to add like a little bit of lemon juice. There we go. Or not lemon juice, lime. Yes, it wasn't worth 8 kilometers for oil. But I do I do my walk through the forest to get there. Yes, I've turned the heat down. That was a part of the thing that you guys didn't get to see. You did not get to witness my thing. Okay, let's move you guys to a safer corner. Okay, there we go. Now it's very good to move, but yeah, so it's good for mental health. Okay, God, finally getting food. I usually go and buy food on Saturdays, but because I have worked on Saturdays for the 2 previous Saturdays, I haven't, like, my routine has been a mess. Oh, by the way, here's some leaves that I picked up. I really like this one. And Fern is there, like, surveilling the leaves. I have more leaves here. I really like maple leaves. So I have this leaf and I have this leaf. I also like aspen leaves, but they are difficult to keep. This one is very green and red. Yeah, I forget to like press them when I come home, so it like gets all scrunchy. Oh, good. Do I walk barefoot often? That is a weird question. Do you mean barefoot outside? I don't walk barefoot outside unless it is like a few steps of the grass. Because I live, despite being in a small city, I do live in a town. So it's a sidewalk. And yeah, sidewalk. Yeah, also Sweden is cold. So the amount of opportunities that you get to walk barefoot are minimal. And when you do, it would be in the grass and you're likely to get ticks. I keep freaking out and thinking that I have tick-borne encephalitis because I got a tick a few weeks ago. And no, it's not. It's just burnout. Basically, burnout is giving me the effects of tick-borne encephalitis. It's bad, but I am not vaccinated because my executive dysfunction, just I can't get myself to a vaccination place. It's like you have to do it several times And I know it's bad, you know. I could end up like in the hospital with like tetraplegic. But yeah, I'm living life on the edge. Or in the forest. Barefoot in the snow is also good. I saw them in the snow. My God. There's this one guy at my job, I'm sorry to say, I cannot stand. He swears by walking barefoot, and he has those kind of barefoot shoes that like has all the toes separated. I'm sorry, I'm never going to wear that. Like I can't deal with it. And he keeps talking about it, and I can't deal with talking about it. So yeah. But I'm glad that you like it, and I'm glad that it works for you. Do the clocks go back tomorrow morning in Sweden? I don't know. I really don't know. I think it's tomorrow morning or the day after. It probably is tomorrow morning if you say so, because it's the same in Europe, I think. Okay. Are we changing to winter time? Yes, we're changing to winter time, which is the wrong time. All these Swedes, they're like, oh, it's normal time. It's standard time. No. You know? I mean, in Sweden, you're going to have a problem whatever you do with the time, because it gets dark super early in the winter, and it's dark super late in the morning. So whatever you do, it's going to be dark both in the morning and in the evening. But in my opinion, we should have, okay, I am very passionate about this. In my opinion, we should have summertime year-round in Sweden. But unfortunately, all of the studies point towards that there's less depression if we have wintertime year-round. Which is basically just, in my opinion, propaganda from morning people. Yeah. That's my stance on the subject. I'm not going to keep talking about that because I could just keep going on. It gets dark too soon in the evening when the clocks go back. Yeah. Tomorrow at 3 in the morning. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good that you don't use the barefoot shoes. He runs in the barefoot shoes. Like he ran a half marathon in barefoot shoes. He's the ISTJ I was telling you guys about. He swears by those shoes, and they look so ridiculous. And not only do they look ridiculous, but they also, I don't understand how they work. Either be barefoot or be not barefoot, basically. Also, I find it a little bit unhygienic when he has those on when he is working in the healthcare clinic. Like, please cover your feet. Like, I don't wear sandals. Like, I wear sandals, but with socks, you know, like German style. Like, I wear the socks in the sandals. That's how I work. However, when I know that I'm going to be in surgery or something like that, then I wear sneakers because I don't want bodily fluids on my shoes. Because I've gotten blood on my socks before, and that wasn't a pleasant experience. Yeah, let's see. Where I was born, we never changed clocks. Yeah, well, I mean, it was near the equator. Nearer the equator. Germans mentioned, yeah. Yeah. I like the socks in shoes model, but only when I'm at work. I only have it at work, which I guess is because I have a pretty specific work, you know. But oh, I needed this. I need the calories. Sorry for the slurping. But yeah, so usually I just have sandals when I'm outside in the summer. and in the winter I have boots. And in the middle I have Converse that are falling apart, so they have holes and stuff. But you know, I like the soles of my feet covered, unless I'm like deliberately in the summertime trying to enjoy the last, like a few moments of being in touch with nature, basically. The barefoot shoes there are barefoot sandals as well. He has barefoot shoes and barefoot sandals. So the barefoot sandals are basically like flip-flops, but ergonomically fitted to your foot. I don't know. I don't want to see my coworkers' feet. Okay. But yeah, he does that. It works for him. But I don't want him to keep talking about it. It's like, you know, some people have discovered something and it's like, that's all they'll talk about. So. The equator is way down compared to our hometown. Yes, of course. But I'm saying that it's way closer to the equator than, say, Sweden. Sweden is like almost by the Arctic Circle. So we have basically during the winter, now it starts getting dark before 5. So after the time changes, it's going to get dark before 4 in the afternoon. And all the Swedes are like, oh, that's how the way it is. It's great. We need to have the sun in the morning. And it's like, yeah, you'll have sun in the morning for a few weeks. And it only works for people who actually work early, which I do, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people start work at 9. And, you know, some people start work at 8. I start work at 8, but I need to be there before 8 because I need to change and stuff. So technically, I'm glad that there's light in the morning, but it only works for a certain amount of weeks. Then it's dark both in the morning and the evening. And in that case, I would rather have light in the evening so that I have some chance of like getting some sunlight into my eyes and I'm not sleeping while there's sunlight. But sorry, I'm not going to go onto that tangent. But yeah, winter depression is a part of why I'm in burnout. It's like this. It's like this. It's only going to get worse when the time changes. Do you enjoy sauna if you have time? Where do you come from? I can't even pronounce your name. The man with the great machete. I don't know. You're asking me a lot of questions and I don't know what you want from me. Is the thing. I've seen your comments. So I know that you exist. I'm just like, sometimes people ask me a lot of questions and I'm like, what are you trying to get at? You know? I don't know. How to answer that? Germany. Okay. That explains the sandals thing. I actually have only been to the sauna 2 or 3 times in my life. And that is, you know, if I say this to my Swedish colleagues or friends, they won't believe me. The first time was as a child, and I don't remember that. The second time was at the first days of medical school. I basically just popped in and out, pretty much, because there were all of my new medical school friends in there, and it was a bit weird. So I just left because I didn't know what you were supposed to do. And the third time was with a friend of mine, and she's from Finland, so she knows what to do. And she basically was like completely naked, and I was there, and I was like, wait, oh, I guess I'm supposed to get completely naked too. So then I did. And then we started talking about surgery stuff because we're both doctors. And we were sitting at the two ends of the sauna. And then this third girl comes in and sits right in between us, right when we're talking about like really sensitive stuff. And well, she's also naked. And I was like, I'm not used to this. I don't know if this is normal. And yeah, apparently it was normal. But I just didn't know the code rules, the etiquette of that. Because I was thinking of trying out onsen in Japan, which is probably going to be a totally different experience, but it's going to be as similar in that people are naked. It's just that I wasn't used to that. I mean, I have been, my grandma used to have, she'd bought a hot tub, which I don't know how many times we were in the hot tub, but when I was small, she would be in there naked and I would be in there naked, and that was like fine because my grandmother is Swedish and she was like fine with that. And it's not a weird thing. Maybe it's become a weird thing with the years. I don't know. But I don't think that people bathe naked with their family members in other countries. So I think like Finland does this and Sweden does this to a lesser degree. And maybe there are some other Nordic countries that do this. But yeah, for me, it was just a weird concept. Like I was supposed to go in there and just be okay with just being there. This is hammam, but people are not full naked. They keep underwear. Oh, okay. Yeah. The whole point is that you're not supposed to have the underwear on because it's unhygienic, apparently. So you're not supposed to sit butt naked on the sauna floor because it's like wood, so or the steps. It's wood, so that wouldn't be good. So you sit on your towel, basically. But the rest of you is without swimsuit or anything, basically. So yeah, but I think that you can do it with the swimsuit and everything. It's just that because she was naked, I decided to do it too. I did swim naked with the queer group all those years ago. I wonder what happened to them. But yeah, that was out in the lake, and it was like a private lake. I don't know. That was weird. But I wish that there was a sauna there because the water was super cold. But it was summer, so you weren't supposed to use a sauna. Yeah. It's kind of funny because in Finland it's like you have a sauna to the same extent as you have a shower. It's like it's you need it to have a complete house. And there was this old man. He would keep like he was on diuretics because he had heart failure, and all of his the fluids in his body were like stocking itself up in his legs and stuff. So, and the thing is, it affected his medication because he would go into the sauna and he would sweat it all out. So we couldn't give him as high dosages of diuretics because he would sweat out all of the fluids. So we couldn't stop him from going to the sauna, but we had to tell him like, you could get low blood pressure due to not having enough fluids in your body. But yeah, anyway, enough about saunas. Hammam is not wood, it's stone. Yeah, I don't know how much. Forgive me for being ignorant. I know that palm trees exist, but I don't know how much, like, what kinds of trees grow. Like, here there is so much wood, you know, it's like forests all over the place. I mean, in France there's more oak trees, and in Sweden there's more birch and stuff. But I don't know what kind of trees grow down there. Like, I know, like, olive trees grow in Italy and in Greece and stuff. But I haven't been further south than the furthest south I've been is like Andalusia in Spain. And I don't know what trees were growing there. Like, I was palm trees. That's all I know. A lot of cactuses. Cactuses. I don't know. Cedar. Cypresses. I don't know. Apart from palm trees. Pines. Oh, palm trees is in the desert. Yeah, but like, they have palm trees in Spain too, not in the desert, but maybe they're human planted. We have pines in the north. Oh, is it like those kind of like those like large pines? Yeah. Yeah, pines are interesting trees. Like, you would think that they're just northern trees because they're like coniferous. Like, they're green year round. But maybe they're good. Maybe their little pines are good for not spreading all their liquid all over the place. Like, being economical about saving organic matter and like moisture. I don't know. I'm really being interested in trees at the moment because I'm looking at all the autumn leaves. So I really like maples, I really like oak trees, I really like aspens, and I like birch trees. And I've been looking at other trees. There's also the linden trees, the cherry trees. And so now I can like identify the leaves and say, okay, that comes from that tree. And I kind of like doing that kind of thing. It's like bird watching or that kind of thing. It's like, I like identifying the things. But I'm not very good at it because like nobody has taught me, and it's like I just go about my day and, you know. And I like, what's their name? Châtaignier. The chestnut trees. Like their leaves are like, there are several leaves like that. And like boop, 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 boop. But they don't usually, they were very prevalent where I was in France, these chestnut trees. So basically they would just go directly from green to brown, like without any change of coloring. There are some trees that it's like more likely that they're going to change coloring before getting brown. New special interest? Maybe it's a special interest, or it could just be a hyperfixation that I have at the moment because it's autumn, and so I'm like, oh, it distracts me from the terrible things. It distracts me because life has been pretty shitty at work, and so now I won't even have that anymore because walking to and from work will be dark, so I won't be able to see anything. And I forgot to buy. I should have bought that while I was buying the groceries, but I need like flashlights and stuff because I'm walking on a route that is by a river, but that doesn't have a like good lighting. So I'm afraid that I'm going to like slip on the muddy leaves and fall into the river and like, you know, get squawked by the ducks, I guess. I don't know. And yeah, it sucks. That's how dark it gets, you know. You know Chatigny. Yes. Managed to read books, lady? That was good. There was some synchronicity. Yeah, it was. You were reading that book about friendships, and that's a video that I made about platonic friendships and whatever. And I'm still confused, but I'm glad I'm not the only one. And we all have different ways. We are almost finished. Okay, what have I been reading? This is usually how the lives go, is that like I'm talking and doing this thing, then we start getting to like the sitting down and eating part, and then I get to like the reading part. But I think I'm going to turn off one of the lights first because it's too much. It's too much, and oh god, that's better. Okay, you know, it's the overhead light is too much for me. Okay, I will need to do more cleaning later, but I don't know if I can. So at the moment I don't have books here with me. I have, okay, I do need to show one book. Okay, so this is the book, The Autistic Guide to Self-Discovery by Soul Smith. I finished reading it. I have like 10,000 bookmarks. I've actually started writing in that moleskin that I don't know what to use for. So, and I've been writing like summary of each bookmark, which is like, yeah, obviously I can't keep this up, but I was doing this. Yeah. I can't do that in burnout. I tried. But I think it's a good book. I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads. I would say it's a very good book to read after reading Unmasking Autism, or before Unmasking Autism. Probably after. But I would say it's not very good at actually telling you what, like, focusing on your values. It's basically just saying like, oh, unmasking is good for you, and this is why you did it, and this is a process to get yourself out of it. But it doesn't actually, like, it's not really like a guidebook, like focus on these values and like go and explore that. I wish that there was a little bit more of that. It's a little bit too short, is my problem, unfortunately. But there's a lot of good stuff in it, and I think that the way that he describes rumination is really good, because that is a big problem of mine. I also think that he explains certain aspects that I haven't seen explained well in any other book, so kudos to him. Soul Smith has an Instagram page that is very good. He has a TikTok. I don't watch TikTok, so I would say go look him up, Soul Smith. I would say that his book is very good, but it is a little bit like just his videos, but in another format. So you can just watch his videos and you'll get quite a lot of good information there. What I like is also that he describes the mask, unmasking, as like getting to the person behind is not possible. Basically, you need to deconstruct like the structure of the mask, but you won't find anything behind it because you need to build the foundations now on your own, you know? So you need to build yourself because you have been suppressing yourself for so long. So I think that that's a very good thing, because I don't like the metaphor of unmasking. People take it very literally because we're autistic. So like, it really isn't just a mask that you take off and then you reveal the person behind, because sometimes you don't even know who that person is behind. And so I thought that that was interesting. And now I also picked up this book. I've only just started it. Metazoa, Animal Minds and the Birth of Consciousness by Peter Godfrey Smith. Seems interesting. I don't know if I wanted to pick up such a large, like long book. I don't know anything about the bottom of the sea. So, but it's interesting because it's like the birth of consciousness, and so it's a little bit of philosophy apparently. He's a scuba diving philosopher. So I think that's good. I don't know. And at the moment I'm reading, or I'm listening to the audiobook of Orlando by Virginia Woolf. Once I've read Orlando, I think that I've read like all of Virginia Woolf's works. And yeah, that will be a thing. What else? Oh, I was reading The Instrumentalist, which I left back at the library. The Instrumentalist by something Constable. It's about a girl an orphan girl living in Venice, and she becomes part of this convent where they teach young girls to play music, and it's called La Pietà, and they are part of like this orchestra for the people of Venice, and she becomes like the protege of Vivaldi. Now, I really wanted to enjoy it and to give it 5 stars, but I really liked it because it's exciting. It's an interesting premise of the book, you know. It's not every day that you read the book about that subject. Also, I like that the girl Anna Maria has synesthesia, and so she plays the violin, and I can relate to her excitement of playing the violin, because I used to play the violin. I also find that the emotions are really well expressed in there, and it made me laugh, it made me cry, but the main character, this girl who is an orphan, who has not known anything else literally, is actually like super ambitious to the point of like forgetting her friends. And it's like, yeah, I could see that. I could see that you would need to be ambitious in order to get to the highest level and in order to be like with Vivaldi. But I don't see that you would have that vision of yourself at the top. Like, I see that you would have to be driven, but I don't see how Anna Maria could be this. Like, I understand that she has to be ruthless, but I don't understand why she needs to give up everything that makes her life worthwhile, and then think that she's going to be the maestro of the orchestra, even though there's never been a female maestro ever, you know. Also, there's a lot that has been added. We barely know anything about Vivaldi, so Vivaldi's life. So I would say that I'm not so happy about all of the imagination, the imaginary Vivaldi that this author has conjured is not the way that I would see it, you know? Anyway, Apple Pie Blackmore, hello. Guess what the book reading is referencing Virginia Woolf? Oh, what is it? What book is it referencing to? Because I've read all of them pretty much. Orlando is interesting because it's I haven't come to that part yet, but apparently it's a man who wakes up as a woman one day, and so it's some queer fiction, you know, because Virginia Woolf had some female lovers, so that's actually quite exciting. Also, it's a little bit of a different style compared to our other books, because here she is, Orlando lives in like the Elizabethan era, and she is pretending to be his biographer from the future, you know. So I think that's kind of interesting. Oh yeah, A Room of One's Own. Yeah, so that one is also different because it's more of a non-fiction, I guess, even though there is a part of fiction. It's written a little bit in another style than her other ones. I had some issues, but there are some issues with Virginia Woolf, which, you know, I won't go into all of that, but she like, the thing is, you're listening to her. I'm listening to the audiobook, so, and there's all this flow of sentences and it's all so beautiful, and then she'll drop in some really racist remark and you're like, why do you have to do that? You know? And so it does annoy me. It does annoy me that's like, okay, I can't enjoy this in peace because like it is so jarring. But I do like her style of writing. I like her run-on sentences. I like how she sees beauty in the world, and I enjoy that in all of her books. But her political views are outdated, to say the least. Let's just say. And I mean, she didn't write these books that long ago. But Room of One's Own is good. It's just that it kind of shows how Virginia Woolf is a little bit elitist in her way of seeing other women. So even though she is like a feminist and like before her time in certain ways, because she sees, she understands that we're not giving enough, that women aren't given enough opportunities, and that's why women aren't becoming authors. And she understands that A Room of One's Own would help women create these works and such. But then she says that a regular woman who is poor, basically, has no capacity for genius. There's no possibility for her to become a genius, even if she were given these opportunities, you know? Because an uneducated woman cannot become a genius. And I think that there's a flaw in her logic there, you know, because like you need if you're given a little bit of education, then you can blossom, you know. So yeah, I did not like her, and unfortunately that was her like final conclusion of the novel. So yeah, but I think that she did a very good job in explaining that. Yeah, um, she did have points that were way before her time. So congrats to her for that. Oh, I can feel myself relaxing. It's actually good. Um, Book Club Saturdays. Nice. Hi, Lord Gonzo. Hello. Um, yeah, exactly. It's Book Club Saturday. It's like other INFP insights. D is calling these like the cooking show. So it's like the cooking show and then the Book Club Saturday, I guess. But it's because the HelloFresh always comes on Saturday. And yeah, basically, I'd ordered this on Tuesday or Monday, and I burnt out on Thursday. So like, I couldn't cancel the HelloFresh. But I'm glad I did it now. It's just that I wasn't sure that I was going to have the energy because I didn't know how I was going to feel today. So yeah, crossover we didn't know when we deserve. Lord Gonzo. Yeah, I don't know. Unfortunately, the soup is it's like coconut fat mixed with rapeseed oil is just like a bunch of bubbles. It's just fat on top of fat. But I needed it. Oof, I really did. Like yeah. When I was at the emergencies, I could. One of the days, I was there 2 days. Sorry, I just got one of those lemongrass things in my mouth. So now I understand. Don't cut the lemongrass, just put it in. Because you can't digest that. I guess it's going to be difficult to digest now. But yeah, I had to eat lunch at 1:30 p.m. And I couldn't think. And nobody was like there to remind me that I had to eat lunch. So yeah. And I there's so many things I don't understand, and then like I make mistakes, and then they're like, well, of course we do it in this way, and it's like, how could I know? And then like these people are super sick, and I'm like, oh, I've never seen these kind of blood analysis values in my life. And it's like, I don't know what to react to anymore because there's so much so much abnormalities to react to that I don't know how to prioritize. I'm used to like people who aren't this sick. So it is very stressful. Coconuts and everything, yeah. So tired. I had lunch at 2 p.m. Yeah, but it's like it's okay if you slept, and if you are not having to concentrate to the degree that you have to at the emergency room. And yeah, I just get so stressed by all of the beeping and all of the activity and all the things that you're supposed to do. And then I have to talk to the doctor, and then like he looks mad and I don't know what that means. And I tell him things, and it's like he's waiting for me to say something different than what I'm saying, and I don't know what I need to say. And yeah, I did get, it's not flashbacks, but it is kind of like a flashback because I get the same emotions as when I was there in internal medicine last time, 4 years ago. And it's scary. It's like the exact same. And I'm like, no, it's not the exact same. I'm trying to like convince my brain that it's not the same, but it is the same for my brain, apparently. So yeah, I survived. Exactly. I didn't sleep, but obviously being in an emergency is something that's really stressful. I also had some pretty weird dreams. I had a dream that I had to eat snails to survive, and I had to kill the snails, which was traumatizing. Like, I had to eat turtles, and I had to eat snails. I had to eat turtles and snails, and I had to like rip their heads off in order to survive. And that's a great metaphor for how I'm feeling right now. Like, I just need to survive. And my brain came up with a really weird metaphor for that, but yeah, obviously I'm not sleeping very well. But then I slept. So on that Thursday, I basically just like, I couldn't watch a YouTube video. I couldn't even listen to music. I couldn't even, having the headphones on was too much. And I didn't know what to do. And so I just slept for 3 hours in a row in the middle of the day. And then I woke up. And then I think I slept for an hour more. And then I had the social worker come. And she helped me out and like just getting my sink under control before all of this. Now my sink is a mess again, but yeah, so she helped me with that and was a little bit of a venting point. So I vented to her about life. She's like, how are you surviving? I'm like, yeah, well, I am. And she's like, why aren't you telling them about your autism? They could help you. And it's like, no. The ones that know about my autism are the ones that are supposed to be able to help, and they're not helping. So yeah, and I can't tell everybody. Unfortunately, there is still a stigma. And if I were to work with people who knew, I would have to, because I work with a different senior doctor every week, and sometimes several within the same week, I would have to tell everybody every single day. I can't do that, you know? And so I thought that, okay, by telling the boss that maybe he would help me, but no, apparently it's like normal for me to work 12 days in a row without any pause. Apparently, I'm never able to leave before 4 o'clock. I'm rarely able to leave before 4:45, which is when the day finishes. I often leave work late, rather, after 5. So yeah, it's not good. It's not good. And then like I don't feel like I get much sympathy from people. So that really sucks. Cover your ears, Fern. Yes, poor Fern. He's a poor guy. Anyway, yeah, I rarely remember my dreams. So the fact that I remember my dreams and that they're not pleasant like this is really sucks. I've also gotten, you know, my physical pain symptoms in my back and stuff, and it's not good. So yeah, I know that we are others in the chat and stuff that we're not doing too well. And yeah, the world sucks. But at the moment, it's my work that's taking up all of my energy. And just having 2 days off work, it cost me a lot of money. Like it cost me the equivalent of $300 just being away from work 2 days. Which, yeah, so I can't do this all the time, but I had to. And so I had to, and it really did help. It did help. And you know, oftentimes doctors and like employers and stuff are often like, no, don't take time off. That's not going to be good for your depression or whatever, you know. They're like, you know, time off work due to depression is considered to be bad practice. It's considered to be negative for healing. But that's just because we live in a capitalist society that wants you to work as much as possible. I do feel much better when I don't go to work, when I'm having a burnout. You know, I feel much happier, you know. So it's not depression in itself. Like I feel joy in things, you know. Um, I'm happy to see the leaves, you know. I can find joy in things, in small things, but and I can be as positive and optimistic as I want. But the thing that separates burnout is that when I am in burnout, it's like I work, I sleep, I work, I sleep. And then I added just one little thing, which was to take a shower. And that was like the thing. And then on top of that, working at emergencies. And then it was like, no, my body just was like, no. And that is basically how it was that time when I got burnt out, just in a much more dramatic way. And I can feel the difference between depression and between burnout. And another thing is that in burnout, I feel like my brain is not working at the same capacity. And it's not just about the speed, because depression can also like make you think slower, but it's also like I'm forgetting things and like not doing things. And also in burnout, it's like I feel like I want to keep going. And it's this thing of like, when I was in burnout the first time, or last time, 2-3 years ago, I was like, no, I have to stay at work. And I kept begging my supervisor that, no, I have to keep working, I have to keep working, even though I was in tears and like literally dying. She was like, no, I will tell the secretaries that you're leaving work now. Because I was like, no, I need to work, I need to work, I need to work, I need to manage, I need to manage, I need to manage. And that's kind of how I was when I was at the emergencies. It's like, I can keep going, I can keep going. And the boss called me even to like ask me about like working on a certain week rather than another week at this department or whatever. And I was just like, yeah, of course. And then he was like, how's it going at the emergencies? And I'm like, yeah, it's great. You know, like so I have to do all of this masking on top of all that. And so, yeah, it was a lot. And it's like, there's a part of me that wants to keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And so it's not laziness, you know, because I was feeling really guilty on Thursday. I was like, why am I taking the day off work for my mental health? It feels silly, you know, like I'm not actually sick. Like, what is this? Why did you call in sick? You know? And so I was like blaming myself because I was like, no. And I was like, no, I need to keep going. I need to keep going. But then I just was like, no, I can't keep going, because if I keep going, my body will shut down, like whatever. It's like, it literally is like the blue screen of death computer thingy, where it's like, oh, or it's like my phone deciding to ask me to update. It's like, well, because I haven't done the updates that you're supposed to be doing, my phone decides to do it right in the middle of a live. So I still haven't updated it, but I will have to, because otherwise it will keep stopping me. But yeah, it literally is like that. Like on Thursday, had I not shut down and like said no at the beginning of the day, I would have felt something during the day or during the next evening, and it would have been probably like a huge meltdown or something, and it would have been worse. So it's better that I caught it early, before it like completely crashed, you know. The quality of your work must be compromised if you're giving yourself time to recover. Yeah, if you're not giving yourself the time to recover. Yeah, well, so I need to recover, and I don't know. It's difficult because it seems like everybody else is doing it, and I can't. I only remember dreams like a few times a year, says Brandon Iron, and it's usually when I wake up and quickly fall asleep and wake up again in the morning. Yeah, and I have woken up early, and then fallen back to sleep. But now I've also had those naps, on Thursday and Friday, which have, you know, it puts you in a weird state. And I've been sleeping on the sofa, actually, because I went to sleep on the bed last night and stuff, and it's good. It's better for my back, you know. But I kind of sometimes feel more comforted in the sofa. Self-reflection is very telling. It's like your body gives us these responses as warning signs before I shut down. Yes, shut down. Even though last time I had to go out at 6 p.m. because my supervisor told me to do something at 4 p.m. and it took me time. Wait, your energy level is too low. Yeah. Sometimes you have to stop and smell the roses. Yeah, okay. It's important to leave at 5, and everybody's like, people start blaming you when you leave work later for like not taking care of yourself. But it's like, sometimes I'm the only person who can do this work at this moment, and I don't know, sometimes the senior doctors are like, make sure to go home on time, you know. They'll tell you that, and then they'll be like, but this person you need to do this on, this person you need to do this on, this person you need to do this on. And then it's like, I have to do those things. So I can't like just say no. I would leave now when things are only half done. So I think it's also a thing for like autism, where it's like, I need the thing completely done. I can't just leave with things half finished, because then it will take me even more time to get back into it the next day. Yeah. Also, I'm really slow at documentation. Like, I type very slowly, and I also dictate in the wrong way, you know, with a dictaphone. And also, I don't know what to say. And yeah, it's different than my regular clinic because the secretaries know what I mean and they have adapted themselves to me. But I'm at the place where nobody knows me, so it's like, it sucks. Sometimes experiments take time. Yeah, I know. It's, we all have different tasks at work, you know, and but it's just that like, I have no flexibility at all in how to do things in my schedule, which in my general practice I have more flexibility because I can decide like when to book the patients and stuff, and at the work I'm now, it's like I'm placed wherever they need people, basically. So they're placing me at the ward an awful lot. Technically, like, I think that I don't need to be at the ward more. Like, I've done enough ward. But at least for me, it's kind of like the easier kind of work. So I'll take it, you know. But yeah, so I've done a lot of ward work, which is really like not at all coupled to what a GP doctor does. So that's why I don't find it very useful for me to be there. But yeah, I'm there and it's fine. And then I have the visits part, and that is useful, but that takes a lot of energy out of me. And there are so many different doctors, and so every day basically I'm talking to a different doctor. That is nerve-wracking. And then I will talk about it more in my next video that I made a few weeks ago. But yeah, I had this part as like a junior doctor consult kind of thing, consultation. And basically everybody asks me suddenly as like the person coming from internal medicine. So the surgeons and the orthopedic doctors are asking me about things. So that is a whole new experience. And then the emergencies, which was a completely nerve-wracking experience. And it's not even that a lot of terrible things happened. Like, it was normal day at the emergencies, but I'm not used to it anymore. And I think that I managed things a lot better beforehand. Like before my burnout and a few years ago. I don't know. Mental ward, would imagine the patients are more irritable. No, when I say ward, I mean like hospitalization. So I'm in internal medicine right now. So internal medicine is like basically everything from heart, kidney, lungs, basically anything that isn't surgical. And basically surgery is often it's the abdomen, usually. Well, oftentimes it's the thoracic environment when it comes to internal medicine. And so the people on the ward are often people who have, for example, had a heart attack, or people who have had a stroke, or somebody who has heart failure, or somebody who has pneumonia, because we don't have an infectious disease ward because the hospital is too small. So the infectious disease ends up being at my hospital, unless they are really bad, like very, very sick, and then they get moved to another hospital. So we have these certain kinds of, and often it's very old people, oftentimes. But we do have a geriatrics department as well, so not all people are old. I've already been at the geriatrics. But yeah, some patients like to shout in the corridors anyway, even if they're not the psychiatry. Documentation must be challenging. I don't know how people shovel out notes low. But it takes so much time. And it's like I was spending 2 hours per patient at the emergency. I've never felt less effective in my life. So I felt very ineffective, and that really stressed me out, because I thought like, oh no, they're going to expect me to do a lot more. The thing is, there's so much stuff to like do in the computer that it takes a long time, basically. Yeah, and it takes such a long time to just get to a patient. They've been waiting for a long time. It's such a process, like nurses go and take the blood samples, and then like they do the triage, and then they decide what the priority is, and then like you come by, and then you're like, oh, I've blah blah blah, and then I come back and I look at if there's some blood sample to have extra, or if there's something more to do, and then I have to ask the senior doctor, and the senior doctor is like, oh, you forgot to do this, and I'm like, oh, okay, and then I have to go back to the patient and do that, and then I have to go back and I have to document, and then I have to decide if this person is going to be hospitalized, and then I have to talk to the right person, which I haven't done, and then I talk to the wrong person, and the wrong person tells me, oh, well, you just need to call this person. And that wasn't the right person to call, because this was apparently a special case. But I didn't know that it was a special case, you know? And then it's like, and then another senior doctor calls me to say, like, why didn't you call me? I was the person you were supposed to call. And then I was like, I didn't know that. And so all of that. So yeah, I get just tired just thinking about that. It's a multi-step process, yes. And yeah, there's a really good movie from Switzerland about working at a hospital called En Première Ligne. It was a really good movie. It was Swiss-German with subtitles. I tend to avoid medical programs in general, because I can't deal with them. I can't deal with my own life, so dealing with somebody else. What I do want to watch is The Pit, because apparently the female character in there is autistic coded, and I've seen GIFs, you know, on Tumblr with her, and I relate to that person. I don't know if anybody has seen The Pit, but I saw some clips, and I realized, like, yeah, this is an autistic doctor. This is me. And she's not doing too well at all times, but she's strong, it seems. I don't know. And it gives me some, someone to look up to, I guess. I don't know. Somebody who is a little bit like me. Because, yeah, sometimes it's a little bit depressing being around all these doctors who have achieved all these things, and that's like, they seem invincible. I know that they're not, but still, it's hard to shake off. I'm going to eat some more. I'm hungry. I'm just getting the whole pot. Okay, we're going to end this soon. I'm trying to think if there was any other books that I forgot I've been reading. No, I think that's it. I mean, I've done videos about books that I'm reading. I wanted to read The Wheel of Time, but it's such a long book and I can't deal. I need to read like something easy to get into, and at the moment it's audiobooks because I can't like concentrate too much on the physical copy books. And that's one of the signs of the burnout, once again. Were you able to? No. Pit is the hope that we cling to. People are so hard on themselves at times. Have you seen the thing? Sorry, I got a lemongrass piece in my food, which was my... I'm to blame for that, because I didn't figure it out. I haven't visited Japan, and I really want to visit Japan, and I want to visit Japan with Bundle Pete. But Bundle Pete, yeah, we haven't been able to do this. Oh, it sounds relatable. It probably is. Yeah. But you know, I don't have any streaming services, so I can't watch anything. There should be some way to pirate it or something. Baba Pete seems to be doing well. I'm not going to speak for him, but we've had a little bit of contact, if you can call it that, but I don't know. It's a dream. It's a dream I've had for years by now. Is to go there and to do it with Vanellope, because he has actually been there and lived there. But I don't know. At the moment, I'm not even sure that I'm going to go on holiday now in November. Like I'm have the holiday booked, but I don't know. No, not booked, but I mean, like I have the days free, but I feel like I can't travel at the moment. I can't plan a trip when I'm feeling like I am, you know? Are you going to France? I have thought about that. I've thought about going to Paris maybe instead of like, I've thought of Rome, I've thought of Paris, I've thought of Warsaw because it's cheap flights. I've also thought Berlin, but you know, I don't know. That would be by train in that case. But I don't think so. If I go to Paris, yes, I will tell you. This Christmas, I haven't gotten the green light about my Christmas holiday, so I don't know. But I've gotten, I know that I have holidays in a few weeks in November. Because it's my birthday, so I'm going to be going somewhere. Clinic is a popular place this time of year. Clinic? And if peas got to stick together, yeah, we do. And it's just that like I've never met Vondel Pete's in real life, so I don't know how to plan a trip together. You know, like with Sick, it was like on the way. Like it wasn't like we were planning a trip together. So it's not the same. It's not the same level of like commitment. And we did end up like walking around together and stuff and doing some cool stuff. But it's not the same. It's like, you know, booking the hotels, booking the, not just a day trip, like an actual trip that will probably be 2-3 weeks, you know. Also, I do want to go off the beaten track with Vondel Pete's, but I also want to see some of the like regular tourist stuff. You know, like I do want to do the Tokyo Kyoto thingy, but if I do that, I can't like also do all of the other side quests, you know. Well, I could, but I don't know if I have the energy, and I don't know if I have the money for that. So I don't know. It's also like I am pretty difficult to travel with, you know. I have traveled with friends before, but just to Denmark, basically, and to Gothenburg now, and it's kind of like at a certain point during the 3-day visit or the week visit, I will have some issues with my stomach, or I will have a meltdown, or I will have something, and it's like I'm tired of having to I'm exposing all of my problems onto the other person who hasn't asked for this. And yeah, I don't, you know, I don't know, like I trust Vondel Pete's, but it's like it's sometimes a bit much to ask of somebody when it's like the first time that you meet them. I don't know. Oh, hi Carm, where are you? Hey there. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Easy Discord FaceTime, lol. My mates and I do it for D&D all the time, lol. Clinic is a popular... you have the patchwork photos on your wall. Yes, I do. And so that's why I was doing the patchwork stuff in my junk journal. As I was telling you guys, that's why my scissors were over there. So I have, for the small pictures, I have a little journal that I stick them in. But for the big things, I have my big wall. Let's see, where was I saw that Carm was there, but I missed him. Wait. One day, want to plan something I can commit, even though it's difficult for me at the moment. I know. Even though INFPs are dreamers by nature, yeah. Maybe a shorter term excursion is just what the doctor ordered. Your friends won't care, I don't think. Yeah, I went to Paris a few years ago, and stayed at a friend's house, and yeah, I saw the Musée d'Orsay, which was really one of my favorite museums in the world. I do want to go to see the Louvre, but considering what has just happened at the Louvre, I don't know if it's the best time of year. I don't know if it's the best time to actually go and see the Louvre, but maybe. I've never seen it, and I really want to. Otherwise, I haven't been really to Montmartre in Paris. I've always been like by the Quartier Latin, and like I've seen Notre Dame from outside. But yeah, I haven't really been in Montmartre area, which seems kind of a cool area to go to, you know? Yeah. That's why I kind of wanted to go to Rome, because like there are these like museums and stuff. I'm going to have like a museum holiday right now, but I don't know if it's going to work out, because like at the moment, like I had plans to go to Stockholm this weekend. That's not going to happen, you know. So even just that. You just went for Paris for work last week, yeah. If it sparks joy, it sounds like the move. I saw Notre Dame from the outside. Synchronicity. So Place de la Bastille and Jardin de Luxembourg. Yeah, but Place de la Bastille is like basically nothing. It's such a disappointment, because it's just like a tower in the middle of a roundabout. So yeah, I've been to Place de la Bastille. Not much. Jardin de Luxembourg is nice. I don't know what you can do there at this time of year, but during the summer, people have like boats in the water. I like that Paris has like those big parks. I mean, Lyon has a Parc de la Tête d'Or, but Paris has several. You know, they have the Tuileries and all that. Anyway, but like where I lived in France, they didn't have like big parks like that, because it wasn't big enough. Museum speedrun. Cute title for this. I have it as a note to self: don't set off the smoke alarm. Well, I didn't set anything off on fire. However, I did have a few difficulties with technical difficulties, where like my phone like stopped working in the middle of the live stream, and then I've also had problems with cutting up the different things, and I couldn't find my scissors, and I was using a dull knife. So yeah, and also the chicken wasn't cooking really, so I've had some difficulties, but nothing burned. But yes, every time I've been burnt out, I've put something on fire. Literally. Like once I was in the south of Sweden during my internship. That was my first burnout. That was a little bit lesser than the second one. And that was the time when I had a gas stove that didn't work. Like the buttons kind of got jammed and were kind of broken. So it wasn't my fault. But everybody kept saying like, oh, you don't know how to use a gas stove. No, like I could literally not turn it on and off correctly. And it just was burning my pots. Like it was too, the way that it was set up was not working. So that was number one. The second time was during my burnout. Before I actually burnt out really. And yeah, I left the house and left pasta on the stove. And then it happened a third time where I left the pasta on the stove, but that was a while later, like a year later or something. And at that point, I was in the laundry room, and my neighbor at the time like wrote an SMS to me to say like, you know that your apartment is on fire, you know. So I rushed back upstairs, and then I managed to save the day. But yeah, so that has happened. It hasn't happened yet in this apartment, so I'm hoping that it's not happening to me now. But yeah, we will see. Parc de la Tête d'Or. Technically, I was invited to a chic restaurant near Place de la Bastille. Parc de la Tête d'Or is really beautiful. Yes, it really is. And it has those deer. Like, that's crazy. Like, there's a deer in a park. Like, I remember being, like, the first time I saw it when I was a kid, I was like, how can you have deer in a park? But, like, it works. Because they have, like, this, you know, you can't go in with the deer. So I thought that was pretty good. And so I wanted to go to Lyon all the time just to see the deer. Because I found it so cool. I didn't remember anything else from Lyon, unfortunately, from that time. But my mom had lots to do with Lyon, so my mom was a marketing major, so she was doing some work there. I know that well during burnout periods, fairly straightforward tasks we do automatically one can struggle with. We get through it, though it isn't always pretty. Yeah, exactly. It's not easy. But yeah, anyway. Okay, I don't know. What time is it? It's, oh no. Okay. Have we passed our limit? We need Schumann to tell us the time. The time is running away from us. Oh my god, what? No way. What is no way? The fact that time is running away? That is to be expected, unfortunately. But yeah, that's kind of how it is. What we're going to do is I'm going to do some cleaning up. And so we can keep having this live while I'm cleaning up. Because I need to do this anyway. So you might as well keep me company, I guess. This is helping me, you know, like actually having people to talk to that are positive and supportive. It really is a big help. Like, you know, being alone in all this is hard. Like, I wrote to my best friend, my ISFJ friend, and then, like, you know, he wrote to me like the day after, and he was like, oh, sorry, you know, I had a difficult day. And then he was like, you know, he said that we can keep this conversation going tomorrow. And then the next day I wrote, and he said, oh, I'm sorry, I can't be more supportive, but today I worked 2 hours later than I was supposed to because it was so ridiculous. He was at the neurologist's, working at the neurology department, because he's also at internal medicine right now, but within his specialty, he's specializing in geriatrics. But, you know, he has to be in internal medicine quite a bit. But so he was at neurology, because he's at the bigger hospital than me, so they have a neurology department, which we don't have. Basically, everybody is mixed with everybody else. Like the heart attacks are mixed with the strokes. But he was at the neurology department, and there was no neurologist. Like that day, the doctor that he was with was not a neurologist, and he was at the neurology department. And so obviously that doctor didn't really know what to do. You know, maybe he was a cardiologist at the neurology department, and it's like he didn't really know what to do, so he kept giving my friend all sorts of things to do. So since he was doing all these things, he left work at 7 p.m. He was supposed to finish at 5. So by the time he wrote back to me, it was 7 p.m. and he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was 2 hours later at work than planned." And I was like, "Are you home yet?" And he was like, "No, I'm on my way home." And I was like, you know, take care of yourself, you know. It's like, it's so easy to say that to somebody else, when meanwhile, like, I have a hard time telling myself to take care of myself. But I was like, oh, like dropping everything in my life, you know. I was like, don't worry about me, you know. And he was like, it's okay, you can vent, it's okay. Because I was like, no, I don't need to vent, you need to relax. And he was like, yeah, well, you also need to relax, you know. Yeah, so basically that's what's happening, is that he's also being overworked. But you know, he can tolerate it more. Unfortunately, yeah, we are all being overworked, but he can tolerate more. And it's awful to say that, because technically we shouldn't be tolerating anything. You know? Sorry. I got a lot of that lemongrass in me. It's crazy how you can ask someone else to treat themselves with grace and then in compassion, and it's hard to take your own, your own advice. Yeah, so I was like, of course, you know, take it easy, and you know, you don't need to worry about me. But yeah, I could have, I needed the support. It's just that I knew that I couldn't get it, and it's like, fine. But yeah, so that's why I'm having this now. Yeah, it's really common. But I'm glad that I asked for help this time, you know, that I actually did the right thing for my health. It's just, so many people will tell you that it's, so many people will ask you, why did you do that? And people will tell you, why didn't you just keep going? You know that you can manage, you know. It's like, yeah, I can manage, but at what cost? And really, am I really managing? Like, yes, I can manage much more than I think, but at the same time, I can't. It leads me to this now, you know. So that's not desirable, you know. It's not the way things should be. I know you know it, but as always, don't hesitate to write if you want to, of course. Yeah, I know your birthday is coming along soon. I'll write then. Yeah, it's nice to have autumn birthdays. Carm has an autumn birthday, Sick has an autumn birthday, I have an autumn birthday. Lord Gonzo, do you have an autumn birthday? And whoever else is here. Autumn birthdays is like the thing that keeps me alive during the autumn. I love autumn. January 10th? Oh, it's Saint William. Don't ask me how I know that. There are many Williams in my family. But yeah, most of my family is born in January. except for me. I don't know. For those of you who believe in astrology, you know, I don't, but I guess that I guess it's relevant to some people who know these kinds of things. But yes, I am a Scorpio, which scares people off, apparently. We'll write you all holiday cards. Interesting. Now, yeah, so a lot of people in my family are born in January. Not specifically January 10th, so you're special in that. December for me, says Brenda. Oh, okay. Oh yes, day after yours, Ingrid. Great time to be born. Yeah, well, basically nothing happens in November, so you have to find something. October at least has Halloween, which is nice. Yeah, once I wanted to buy a pumpkin, but I did buy a pumpkin because I don't. I'm going to be spending the Halloween party at my ESFP friend's house, which will be a lot of partying. So I don't know how I'll manage that, but I don't know about carving a pumpkin. I haven't really decided yet on that. I've done butternut squash, which works, but you know, you can't really make a jack-o'-lantern out of a butternut. It doesn't work very well. November is l'armistice. Yeah, but you know, we don't even have armistice in Sweden because Sweden was neutral during the war. So yeah, apparently it's Singles Day because it's 11/11. So sometimes they have discounts, especially in China. In Chinese shops they have Singles Day. But yeah, the 11th of November. Then you've also got the 5th of November, bonfire, Guy Fawkes Day. I just watched a YouTube video essay about the lady of the library. I watch her videos sometimes. She made a video about how Guy Fawkes Day is actually not really that exciting of a day. But yeah, Guy Fawkes Day, where you have bonfires. Yeah, there's Thanksgiving, but I don't celebrate it here in Sweden, so but I guess it should be a good time to buy squash and food, I guess. Yeah, and to think about the things that we're thankful for, rather than thinking about all of the awful things that America did. Because I am thankful for certain things, you know. I saw, what was her name? Courtney literally talk about gratitude. I think it was her. I'm not sure if it was her or if it was Heather. But Courtney, I think, was the one who did about gratitude and how we don't need to be grateful about big things, but we can be grateful about the small things. Because oftentimes it feels like, oh, you should be grateful that you're not starving in Africa. You're not like, you know, you have a roof over your head and that kind of thing. And sometimes it can be hard to see that when you're struggling, but the way to do it was to start with small things like, oh, I am grateful for the smell of this food, you know? And then I'm like, well, I'm also grateful for the fact that I can cook these meals. And then I can say like, oh, I'm grateful that I have a kitchen that is possible to make these meals with. Oh, I'm happy that I have a home that I can do this cooking in, you know, and then you can expand it. And I thought that was really interesting. I really enjoyed that. So, because it's hard for me to, I made a video about like how I found gratitude to be a difficult concept for me. and it makes me feel very ungrateful, but actually I'm not ungrateful. In many ways, like I'm very grateful for a lot of things in my life. And I remind myself of that a lot, and it's actually very positive in my life. Gratitude is for little things, flying a kite, having a picnic, and such. Small personal touches that make a difference. Astrology is applied mathematical psychology. Yeah, that's a way to see it. It's also La Toussaint. Do you have your costume picked out? No. I have no costume. But I have socks that have skeletons on them. And I have that shirt that is a skeleton. And I'm thinking of like painting blood on my face like I usually do on Halloween. But otherwise, I don't have a costume. I was thinking of like buying myself a witch's hat or something, but I forgot. I forgot all the grocery shopping stuff. But yeah, La Toussaint is, yeah, it's the 1st of November. Here in Sweden, it's on the Saturday, so it's not always on the 1st, you know. The small joys are like little guideposts of the past, also reminders that there isn't a lot we can do about larger negative things besides react to things with more patience and equanimity. Oh, well said. Well said. Yeah, because it's like the thing about gratitude isn't about comparison. That's what she said. And I agree, because when I'm framing gratitude in terms of comparison, it always makes me feel like icky, because I've been learning to not compare myself to others, and to, you know, acknowledge my own struggles. And by saying that somebody has it worse than me is not helpful for me to acknowledge my own struggles. However, saying that I'm grateful for these small things that make me happy, and realizing that there are so many things that I can be grateful for beyond that scope is positive. Gratitude is vague for me. Yeah. And that's what I mean, is that a lot of people who are neurotypical people, or, you know, not INFPs, you know, a lot of FE people, mostly, but I would say it's FE people, will say like, oh, you need to be grateful, and they will often accuse FI users of being ungrateful, or people who don't have FE high in their stack. And just because you complain about things doesn't mean that you're ungrateful. Just because you're not happy and optimistic all the time doesn't mean that you're ungrateful. But some people perceive it that way, and they'll say that you're ungrateful and selfish and blah, 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 blah. When really, gratefulness can be a lot of different things. And it doesn't need to be about gratefulness for the same things that everybody else is grateful for. And also, it doesn't need to involve comparing yourself to like the person who is suffering the greatest amount, because that is not something that you can measure. You can't measure who is in the most suffering. Yes, you can assume that the poor child starving in Africa is suffering more than, you know, a rich person who has basically anything that they can think of. They're not starving. But, you know, we all have our own demons. You know, we all have the things that make it, that are difficult for us. And so I liked the fact that we could switch the conversation a little bit to like, okay, you don't need to be grateful for your entire life all at once. You know, you can start with the small things. Okay, let me do a little bit more cleaning and then I will leave you guys, but it's all relative. Yes, it's all relative. Okay, I'm going to move you guys so that I can like actually do some dishes maybe. It's like, this is the super long video, super long body doubling video, if there's anybody who's been doing body doubling at the same time. Oof. This lemongrass has absorbed the sauce. Yeah. Yeah. That was good stuff. Okay. Just like have the chili. Drinking some tea. Oops. Okay. We're not going to be doing all the dishes. That's going to be too much for tonight. But just like vaguely having an okay space. Yeah, you guys don't need to see everything in my fridge, but some stuff. So yeah, if anybody has any final thoughts, any I just ate, but I really enjoyed the whole video and I really love being around. I like show gratitude for my friends by showing love and affection for them. Aww. Yes. That is nice. Ugh, this is all the chicken stuff. Okay. Put that into trash. Okay. I'm just going to add this in there. Okay, what's going on here? Grateful for cooking videos. Not going to lie. Getting some food, some lemongrass Thai food at the moment. The food looked delicious. Yes, the lemongrass Thai food. The lemongrass is so, yeah. Okay, so now I know to not cut it into pieces, because otherwise you'll just like get it in between your teeth instead of like just getting the flavor. I got some coconut stuff on the floor. Okay, there we go. There's the pot. The pot is like a mess. It's a big mess. Okay. We'll just put the water in there. And we'll put the forks and stuff in there. And the soap in there. And then we can have that like overnight. So we get 1 more hour of sleep. That's amazing. It makes up for all of the terrible stuff. No, not 1 more hour of sleep. Yes, we get 1 more hour of sleep. That's true, actually. So I think it's, so yes. Taking off now. Good to see you, Ingrid, and everyone else. Gotta run. Bye. Grateful for cooking videos. Okay, well, bye everybody. And you get a few more seconds to say bye. And then I'll turn this off. We almost made it to 3 hours. Or are we at 3 hours? I don't know. Bye-bye. I don't even know how to turn this off now. Help.